That's totally fine.
Good.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so my name's Elvan.
Hello,
I don't know if you want to share your name or not. That's totally fine too.
I'm Jess.
Nice to meet you. We're here asking people today about oppression, and their as well as their relationship to animals. So it'll get into that in a little bit, but just to establish some base points. Do you believe that the powerful should have the right to oppress the powerless in any situation, given like arbitrary traits, like whether they're smarter than somebody else or stronger, or maybe they look different? Like, should they have the right to oppress somebody else based on those traits?
Oh.
Okay, perfect. So we totally agree there. What we are talking about today, or bringing awareness to, or trying to, right, is the animal, like our other fellow animals, right? Because humans are animals. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
And so yeah, so I agree there. And I would say, like, do you believe that we are oppressing our other animals, like the other species of animal that are on the planet? Okay, perfect. So have you ever thought about, your relationship with the word animal? Like, I know we, like, it's, I mean, it's a word people use all the time, but what does it mean in your mind to, like, be seen as an animal? Or when you commonly hear that, or people are deemed animals, like, what does that bring it into mind for you? Like, any visuals or
You like a
I just imagine.
being with choice?
like?
Because I don't think of like a plant as an animal, but like,
Oh yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? So like
Mhm.
some type of like living thing with choice
Yeah.
when
The
it comes to mind.
Yeah. The thing that we typically ascribe it to is like sentience. Have you heard that before?
I don't know what that means. But
Sentience?
yes, I've
Yeah.
heard it.
I had to do research on it
Yes,
too, because I was like,
definition,
I'm like,
please.
nobody's really talking about like what it actually is. So
Yeah.
sentience is just going to be like that. Be ability to think, think and feel pain, form connections. Maybe like even down to just like the ability to form your own subjective experience, right?
Yeah.
Know what's going on, feeling that moment, Um, and so, like, yeah, we say plants don't have that, right? Because like a plant can be getting burned by the sun, but they can't like run from the sun.
Yeah.
But animals, or sentient beings, creatures, they very much can and do. And so we see that, and then we relate to them through that way. Like we know, like we hate, or a lot of people dislike or are against like greyhound racing, or zoos or rodeos, because we recognize that, oh, those animals are just in pain, and like they're trying to escape that, right? Um, I want to ask you, have you ever heard of speciesism? Okay, would you care for me to explain?
I mean, it
Speciesism?
just sounds like
Like
you're just
like
against whatever
racism, or
species. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like just species based. Oh no.
Speciesism.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. They love dogs. Yeah.
It's just species based discrimination, right? So saying like, believing maybe that like humans are inherently superior to
Yeah.
all other like
Okay.
beings, right? Who also roam the earth, and like we're also put here. And so I guess that will lead me to veganism. Have you heard of veganism?
Yeah.
Or I want to ask, maybe, what are your preconceived notions about veganism as of like, as you know it right now? Anything you've collected, right?
Preconceived notions.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, you're right.
Just generally, it's like you put more thought into what you're putting in your body.
yeah, that can definitely is part of it.
Like
I would say.
negative ones. I mean, that's a positive one.
No. I mean, like, well, just like in general, like the definition, or like, have you ever heard a definition of veganism?
No, I don't think a definition necessarily. Like it's
That's
not
perfect.
eating animals.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, that is like probably one of the bigger consequences of veganism,
okay.
right? Veganism is actually just like the ethical stance that somebody takes, saying that they are against the exploitation of all other sentient beings, right? Acknowledging that speciesism exists,
Okay.
that like there's hierarchies of that are of power, right? That use these justifications to harm others. And so we just believe, like, as vegans, right, that extends to other species as well, like dogs or cats. Like, we wouldn't want anybody to exploit them. There's dogs they use for animal testing. There's actually like a big liberation movement today, I think it was, for them to like free 2,000 dogs from animal testing. And so like we root for those things, while recognizing that these animals have been commodified and like reduced to object level status. um Has that ever, would you ever think about going vegan? Maybe now that you know that it's not, that it's like that ethical stance, or do you feel like it'd be in alignment with your morals or something that?
Yeah, I actually recently went, and recently, like in the past couple years, went pescatarian, and so I think more aligned like with that, but also just what feels good in my body.
Yeah.
I think I'm not against it at all. I wish that there was easier access to
Yeah.
healthy food.
hmm
Yeah,
I think you'd be glad to know,
but yes,
hopefully,
I would be
that like
open to it. It's my short answer.
that's good. That's good. Well, I'm glad because, you know, a lot of people like they've just heard so many things about it and like, you know, that it's just like, I don't know, a lot of people tell us like it's classist and it's ableist because like it's inaccessible and whatever, and so you can't force people to do these things. But what we're getting at is like veganism is not the diet like at all. It's just your mental. You know, how do you view like what is your relationship with animals, and how does that like govern the way that you move throughout your life and theirs? Because now you're taking into consideration like the individual life of every animal, and we just believe that it's the only way to really live consistently with our own morals. Not that like I believe this and like everybody else should follow this because I believe it, but I believe that us all like we agree, like, you know, the way we treat and we try to like, you know, bond with our companion animals or like the domesticated animals that we do take care of, right? Um, just like extending that moral consideration to all animals, and realizing like especially these systems of like breeding and slaughtering like trillions of animals per year just for something as trivial as food. You know, when like science has shown like we can get everything we need on a plant-based diet, as long as we're, you know, either planning, I actually don't plan my diet at all. I just like eat enough plants and hope I'm good. And like, yeah, because like what they make it seem like is they make it seem really, really difficult on purpose because, you know, the whole world, it thrives on animal agriculture and this idea that like of ownership, right? And placing yourself at a higher than somebody else, and even and so and able to dismantle those all the hierarchies that, you know, we deem necessary to dismantle. We just also acknowledge or try to acknowledge and bring awareness to that animals are part of that too. And us being animals ourselves, like we should even
I know.
we have a lot to say.
You have a lot to say.
They do. That's so fine.
Animal
Hello.
baby.
But yeah, so yeah, we're just questioning people, wondering if maybe they're willing to change that mindset in their head and go vegan, right? And then what follows after is, you know, maybe if you know, just trying to figure out how to make plant-based options more, you know, more often, because and a lot of as close to 100% of the time as you can, because like, right, if you're really acknowledging that each individual animal's like worth, right, and they're trying to give them their moral consideration that we feel they deserve, or do you feel like you would say that they deserve like each individual
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm very vegan in my heart and not always in action, I guess is the way to say it. It's
Well,
like,
it can be hard because
I
like
see, I see I think just more on like a spiritual lens, I guess I'll say it. Is like I just see it as like them as equal being what makes me more deserving than my dogs who can't talk. You know? Like,
exactly.
And they are talking. They're telling me they don't like that. They're just talking in a different way.
They're like, yeah, exactly. And so that's another part of it, is we recognize that intelligence is so arbitrary. Like all these traits, right? Intelligence, strength. They're also things that we say animals either have or don't have. They have too much of it, don't have enough. And we use that as like justifications as society as a whole to like perpetuate their harm. And so we can only the only way to not aid in the exploitation of any being would to be changing that mentality in your head, because once you understand that, right, like you then inherently don't want to cause harm to anyone or cause exploit anybody. So I guess I have I have a card with a bunch of resources if you would like them.
Yeah.
So this side is going to have this is our website here,
Okay.
or not. We're a Total Liberation now. It's like a second channel, but we also do work with anti-animal use, and they're just much more established on that channel. So that's are the resources there. So one QR code shows. I don't know if you've heard of Dominion at all. It's called like it's a documentary.
No.
It just shows the standard practice of like what happens in factory farms and stuff. It's kind of like the base level of what has to happen just for this world to function the way that it does with animal agriculture and using animals as, product, and how we've reduced them to objects. And it's really sad to watch, but I feel like it's necessary, especially if like people are going to choose to continue using animals, and not like trying to, reconnect with because I, in my head, I view them. I'm very much decolonizing my perspective on like everything. So I'm trying to reform. What's it called? Oh, I'm trying to re-award animals their status as like kin. Like if that makes sense. Like how you said spiritually, like you feel like they're not above us or anything. I feel the same way in the sense that even like we owe it to them to do better for them. And like so I try to treat all animals as if kin to us, because like if we had no labels and anything and everybody was stripped down and like forced to survive, like these would just be our brothers, our sisters, our siblings.
This
So
is my family.
yes, exactly. And so like we're already so able to connect with animals as family in other ways. Like it really is only that like cognitive dissonance that comes in when we're eating or when we're trying to enjoy like some animal experience at the zoo, that people kind of like turn their brain off just a little bit so that they don't, they can still connect but and feel that connection, but something's missing there. And it's the idea that they belong in that captivity, or that they belong on that plate, or it's safe, it's okay.
It's okay.
We'll wrap it up just so they can get going too. But yeah, so one side of that card shows the documentary, which will show you the standard practice, and then the other one is full of so many resources, and it'll show you like even free food programs that are around here or just across the river in Portland, that like serve free vegan food, plant-based options. And I guess I just want to stress that like veganism, right? Do you feel like is it the diet or is it not the diet? I just want to like recap.
It sounds like it's more than the diet.
Yes.
It's more of a mentality.
Yes.
Yeah, like similarly, like I think it was like a week ago, somebody had said like, are you a dog owner or a dog lover? And I was like, I'm a dog lover because like I don't own my animals.
Yes.
This is my family. These are
Yes,
my like
exactly.
yeah, and like I mean, if you think about it, like really think about it too, like they're much more intelligent than I will ever be in so many ways, like they might see this dog and I'm like, you're safe, you're fine. But to them, they're like, no, I sensed
They're
it.
like,
And
no.
this isn't good.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they might know something I don't know. So I just give them the benefit of the doubt of that.
Yeah. That's another reason why, like I think one that is overlooked quite often is the fish aspect, because that's another, like their world is so far from ours. I tend to think like I couldn't even imagine what is going on. Like, they know the current, they know like where to go, they know how to survive down there. They know how to breathe. Like I don't even know how to breathe down there. But like there's intelligence all over each species, right? So it all becomes arbitrary when we talk about, who deserves what based on what they can do for others. And then that's also tied into like ableism and stuff like that. And, saying people with different abilities deserve different things. So yeah, I just like, we urge people to maybe think about the different connections of these oppressions, and urge them that, human and animal liberation is actually going to have to be one and all fought together, because, any justification that people use for like slavery, right? It's the same justifications people use for animals. They say like, well, they're not, they can't even give consent, like, or, whatever like that. Like, I don't know, people said like slaves needed to be whipped because like they were unruly and violent otherwise, but it's like, yes, of course they're violent. Like, look at the conditions they live in. Like,
You
you
can say
know,
the same things with like kids, right? Like, and
yes,
it's like, no,
literally,
but kids are just living their
exactly.
lives.
Like,
They don't know.
like
They
no,
literally don't know
they
until
don't
you
know at
teach
all.
them. You're teaching them their worth.
Exactly. And so, yeah,
Yeah.
we raise awareness about that and
Cool.
get people to think about that. Are you thinking about, would you maybe be willing to go plant-based maybe until you watch that documentary?
I
Or
think I want to, like, yes, and I just like to research things before I
yeah,
like, but it definitely
totally,
like gets my
yes.
brain moving
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm glad. There's a
Yeah.
couple like books that start on it. There's one from Peter Singer. It's just called Animal Liberation. That's probably easy to remember.
Is that not a good one either? They're not usually this intense, but I'm hey, sit. And honestly, if I would let them go say hi, they would try to play with the dog. So it's so ridiculous. I wish you could tell.
No worries.
What was the book?
Animal Liberation by
Animal
Peter Singer.
Liberation.
It just breaks down like pretty much the basics. There's definitely a lot more critical thought. There's a lot of like, I like to read a lot of like feminist critical thought, like maybe not from men, just because sometimes it can be like, yeah, it can be rooted in there, like the ego, yes, exactly. And especially like as we see right now, like, and there's actually another one from Carol J. Adams is going to be The Sexual Politics of Meat.
Okay.
She's an amazing writer. She's just has so much good thought, and so yeah, I definitely suggest reading those and just looking into it. Yeah, just doing some more research, and I think you'll be great. But anyway, I already appreciate the conversation and the openness and the intelligence and everything, curiosity. It's amazing. I love how great your dogs feel about you. Like, it's just so nice to see like
They're doing their best.
a dog lover, not somebody who acknowledges that. It's always great. So
Good.
yeah, it was nice to meet you, Jess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice to meet you as well. Thanks for being out here.
Yeah, of course.
For caring.
Of course, yes.
We need that.
Yeah, they need us, the animals, they want people speaking up for them, so it's important.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.